I wonder if I locked the door this morning. Oh man, my friends haven't called in a while. Is my boss going to flip out at me at work tomorrow? Hi gang, it's Shirley here on another episode of Stay Mentally Fit TV, the place to be to keep your mental health in shape, and today is Q&A Wednesday. Today's question comes from Alan, and here's what he wrote. Hey Shirley, I've always had troubles with managing my anxiety. When I'm anxious, my mind is filled with what ifs and worst case scenarios. My mind is constantly filled with dreadful thoughts about possible misfortunes, like where my kids will end up when they grow up, and how I'm not going anywhere in my career. The more I tell myself to stop worrying, the worse it gets, and the more anxious I become. What would you suggest me do to get rid of these unwanted thoughts? Thank you, Alan, for bravely sharing your question with us. Now, anxiety doesn't just affect our bodies, and just like what you've described in your situation, Alan, it affects your thoughts as well. And another name for these thoughts is worries. You know, stuff like this. What if I forget what I'm going to say during the presentation tomorrow? People will think I know nothing. If I go to the party, no one's going to talk to me, and that would be terrible. Or I haven't heard from my mother in a few days. What if something bad happened to her? When we worry, we make predictions, aka we form opinions, make assumptions, pass judgment about what's going to happen in a particular situation. Now, what's unhelpful about these predictions is that they're extremely negative or unrealistic, but we believe them to be true. Now, these thoughts are quite sneaky. They lurk around in our minds and make an appearance whenever they like. We don't even realize that they've invaded our minds until we're already feeling like a nervous wreck. Now, fear not. You can start taking more control of these thoughts and how they affect how you feel. Control your anxiety by following these 3 steps. Step number 1, keep this mantra in mind, ABM. Always be mindful. Start by being more mindful or pay attention to times when your anxiety comes about. To fix something, you first need to know that it's happening. Your body never lies, so listen to your body's warning signs, like racing heart, sweating palms, tension in your shoulder or jaw. That might be getting you more anxious. Step number 2, take a stab at it. When you start noticing yourself get anxious, take your pick of one of the following questions and answer it. What am I thinking right now? What is making me anxious? What am I worried will happen? What bad thing do I expect to happen next? Step number 3, get real. Now is the time to get honest. Put your foot down and start challenging those negative, unrealistic thinking by asking yourself the following questions. What is the worst that can happen? If the worst does happen, how can you cope? And so what if it does happen? Now, the bottom line is this. Thinking about something doesn't mean that the thought is true or will happen. Always be aware of and challenge the thoughts that make you feel like something bad will happen. Remember, it takes time and a lot of patience to change the way that you think. It will become easier if you're committed to making these changes on a daily basis. For some people, this 3-step procedure is enough to combat some types of worries, but for others, it might require a little bit more work. Contact me today for a complimentary 30-minute consultation to inquire about how I might be able to give you a more personalized approach. If you found this video useful, then I want you to like it, to comment, and to share it with your friends. Remember, your mental wellness is within your control. Stick to one small change a day, and you're well on your way to staying mentally fit.